Hello, fans and soda suckers. Welcome to the podcast of whatever.
This is Loopy here, chatting with a couple of my friends.
This is Adversary, ready to chat it up on our first podcast.
Second.
What? You did one without me?
Yes, we discussed Kingdom Hearts on end.
Your first podcast.
I would have loved that.
Well, I was mostly complaining about Kairi.
Oh, Kyrie's amazing.
No, she's a horrible character.
No.
She's one of the most bland, uninspired characters.
That's why I'm excited for her to be in Kingdom Hearts 3, because
She actually has a role?
due to...
Well, hopefully, anyway.
In near the end of Kingdom Hearts 3D, there was an interesting clip that showed that there is a possibility of Kairi possibly being a very important character in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Hopefully with a personality this time.
I think the funniest thing about Kairi's character was in Kingdom Hearts 1, she kind of like blew Sora off as a friend. And in Kingdom Hearts 2, she's like madly in love with Sora, and then Sora just blows her off as a friend. He's just like, oh, Kairi's here, hug. Riku's here, I'm going to go on my knees and sob!
Anyway.
This is why girls ship Sora and Riku.
Yeah.
God
Plus,
damn it.
well, not only is Riku more of an interesting character, I mean, sure, his personality in the original Kingdom Hearts can pretty much just be summed up as emo twat.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Like in Kingdom Hearts 2, he's actually someone interesting.
Yeah, I know. Watching Riku's character develop throughout the series is one of my favorite aspects of the series. Meanwhile, Sora pretty much has the same character through the whole time.
At least he's interesting. They managed to handle his heroic aspects at least competently, creating an interesting personality.
For Sora, it's more of just a a normal learning experience. Like each world, he discovers a little bit more about himself and other people. And that helps him become a little bit better of a friend and whatever.
Slight spoilers in Kingdom Hearts 2. How was that came out in like 2006, I believe, right?
It's been a while.
So if you haven't seen or played Kingdom Hearts 2 yet, then
That's on you.
You kind of deserve to be spoiled.
Like, you're never gonna play it, quite frankly.
Okay, so in Kingdom Hearts 2, there's this one part when Sora is looking for Kairi and Saïx shows up, and Saïx says that he can give Sora a hint if Sora humbles himself and bows to Saïx, and he actually does, which in my opinion is probably one of the most romantic things that happened in the series.
Not romantic, it actually highlights his personality, which...
Chivalric, more or less.
Chivalrous.
Chivalrous, I don't...
Words.
Chivalric.
That actually sounded like an actual word until you brought it up.
Chivalric.
I would have let it slide.
Like, seriously, chivalric. What is it? Is it like Rick from Rick and Morty becoming a knight or something?
I don't know, but...
Like, speaking of which, I think that show's actually pretty good. I've seen a couple episodes. It's not bad.
Anywho.
Wait, what show?
Rick and Morty.
No idea.
Oh, I've
It's
heard
an-
about it.
yeah,
It's
it's an
an
Adult
Adult
Swim.
Swim show.
Like, yeah, kind of.
A lot of people like think it's like Back to the Future
If Rick was a twat.
yeah, Rick was drunk.
or if not Rick, whoever
What's his name? The scientist was drunk.
Yeah, the scientist was drunk. I was frozen today! Anyway.
Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories was a trip.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, anyway, let's discuss cartoons.
Oh.
Cartoons!
Which cartoon?
Well, I have a list of Cartoon
Let's
Network
start...
shows.
I don't know,
Do you want to do one of the newer ones or one of the older ones?
Either, whichever ones we've seen.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah.
That was a show.
Like, I've seen a couple episodes. Like, I honestly think Jendy Tarkovsky is one of the most talented guys on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, not only having Dexter's Laboratory, but with Samurai Jack and...
Really? Oh, that makes... Yeah, that I kind of could see that, because, like, the style is very, like, similar. Because they're, like, just the art style.
Yeah, and Tarkovsky also directed Hotel Transylvania.
Really?
An
That's
actually
really cool.
good Sandler movie.
I know, that was, like, one of the few Adam Sandler movies where I, like, just loved the movie from beginning to end.
Yeah, it was great. Let's see. What else? Cow and Chicken and...
No.
Oh, I have no idea.
That is a terrible show.
I feel like that show was just like a complete acid trip. I watched it like whenever I could.
It was a whole... I hated it so much.
It was interesting.
Honestly, it didn't look like they put much effort to animation. It was dirty. It
was just coming out of the dark age of animation.
It was also at that one point in time when everyone thought that like dirty humor was like the funniest thing they could do.
Thank you, Ren and Stimpy.
It's like let's make 12-year-olds laugh.
Okay, Ren and Stimpy actually did a pretty good job of like balancing the okay, maybe not balancing, but like they were one of the shows that when people think dirty humor is funny, they think of that show. Because I think I'm not sure how to say this. I'm not going to say Ren and Stimpy was a great show, but I think
it had appreciative humor.
Yeah,
like at the very least, it's better than the spin-off on Spike TV. Like,
what?
There was a horrible spin-off on Spike TV, which is atrocity against all things animated human and just life in itself.
Oh,
it was fucking atrocious.
Can we just take a moment to talk about the Cartoon Network show that didn't last very long called League of Super Evil?
That was I love that show.
I loved that show.
League of Super Evil.
It was pretty trashy, but I liked it.
I don't think that was one of Cartoon Network's main ones.
No. It was like a very, very temporary show.
It was what, 12 episodes?
Yeah, not
and
even
it was
a
gone.
season.
It was gone.
Like, I think something happened with Evil Con Carne. Same thing.
No,
I don't remember that show.
It lasted for less than, I think, one season only and was
canceled. The only thing I know about that show is that was where the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy got its start.
Yeah, it started out as Grim and Evil, which then both of them split off into two separate shows. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy become one of the flagship series. Evil Con Carne crashed and burned.
Yeah.
Although some of the characters did end up being integrated into the Grim Adventures of Billy.
That was a really cool thing to do.
Yeah,
I like
Billy.
it when series.
Just like, alright, come back.
Like, honestly, the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is the most crossover happy of all the Cartoon Network shows.
I know,
like, they've
right?
had Flintstones, that giant crossover with K and D.
That was my favorite.
Like,
the Kids Next Door Billy and Mandy crossover was one of my favorites.
Like, number 3 actually cameoed in the movie.
Yeah, she cameoed as the new Grim Reaper after Grim lost his scythe.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
That was funny.
That is one of the things I did like about Cartoon Network, is that the few crossovers that they did have were actually not bad.
Yeah,
like, what crossovers did they have?
There was the whole
Invaded, I remember.
Not
so much a crossover as just a cameo.
This wasn't really a Cartoon Network thing, but I think Warner Bros. Kind of had like a thing with Cartoon Network. At one point.
Warner Brothers, I actually believe, owns Time Warner, which owns Cartoon Network.
One of my favorite
crossovers
owns
Time
was Justice
Turner.
League and Static Shock. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And also Justice League and Batman Beyond in the episode when they went to the future.
So I think Warner Brothers owns Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And then one of the more recent ones, well, more or less recent, was the Ben 10 and Generator Rex.
Oh, that was cool.
Like Ben. Oh yeah, that I ought to see that. Like, technically, episode of Generator Rex, but it actually seems kind of cool.
Generator Rex actually wasn't that bad. I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Was there like? Did they cancel it or did they just end the series?
It was only like 1 or 2 seasons. It wasn't. It was like with the Secret Saturdays.
Oh yeah.
That was a very interesting show.
I really liked that, but then they're like, nope.
Yeah, no.
Like, not one I consider one of their all-time classics, but interesting enough.
And then later on, they brought it to Boomerang, which I think was cool because they
bring
Teen Titans.
Pokemon.
They bring everything to Boomerang.
I just wanted to say, Pokemon was the first. The episode Bye Bye Butterfree was the first time I ever cried from an animated show.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
When Jessie released.
No, it was when Ash's Butterfree fell in love with another Butterfree, and
Oh.
Ash had to make the decision to let his Butterfree go. And him and Butterfree had been through a lot together. Like, he was like Caterpie was the first Pokemon he caught after he got Pikachu.
Oh, that's right.
So anyway, while on Ben 10, like, I think the first series was pretty good. The two after that
I honestly think that
boring.
just plain Ben 10 was really good, and then the what was it?
Alien Force and then Alien Swarm.
Ultimate Alien.
Alien.
Alien Swarm was the live action movie.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, let's ignore that.
But
Let's not even
like,
talk about
honestly
the
thought
other
that Ultimate Alien was a little bit better than
Alien Force.
Alien Force, but they both kind of make
They were boring.
like
The first Ben 10 had the perfect balance of humor and action.
like it looked like it was honestly really visually appealing. Like aesthetically, it looked freaking awesome because with that animation style, like for its time, it was really cleaned up. It was actually pretty sharp, more or less, and it actually had. I don't know. It just it kicked ass.
Yeah, and anyway,
let's not even talk about Ben 10 Omniverse.
Actually, Ben 10 Omniverse, I think, is a return to form.
Really?
Yeah, it's better than Alien Force. It has some actual good
I
humor.
didn't
Like,
know.
there's this one episode where effectively 3 different aliens want Ben to be his lover, effectively, or prince, marry them.
They have some weird.
Yeah, and the 3 of them end up fighting over Ben,
Whatever happened
eventually
to,
ending with the 2 aliens deciding that they don't need Ben, you take him.
I'm confused
No, you take him.
with Ben 10 Omniverse. Is it like a spin-off? Like a What If series? Or is it
It's
continuation?
it's technically a spin-off of both the original Ben 10 and the adult Ben 10 from Alien Force.
In Omniverse, they said that trying to remember one of the aliens. I want some electric dude. It's just like, oh yeah. And then in one of the first episodes, there's this Ben got this electric alien. I'm like, that's bullshit. They did not have that in season 1. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And so a little bit they skewed the storyline.
It switches in between adult Ben and kid Ben.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting concept,
Yeah,
but
I what kind of turned me off was the fact that the animation style was so, like, not Ben 10.
Yeah, it's certainly a departure, although I still say it's a return to form because it's just not fucking boring.
I think
I'll give it a shot.
I think it should have just stopped.
Yeah.
Cause like I was okay with them trying for another like after the original Ben 10, I was fine with them with a first sequel series, but after that they should have just kind of not really bothered.
Like Alien Force, I thought could be interesting because I saw the movie and I enjoyed that, like a more serious Ben 10, but then it just got boring.
It's also they make Bill Gax look like a complete bitch.
Like I think
Like,
the second
he's like-
one,
he goes-
Ultimate Alien, attempted to make him a bit more of a bad guy.
Yeah,
a bit
like
more
in
competent.
the original Ben 10, he was like the supreme evil.
Yeah,
and
because
then,
and it was like such a build up because he's like on his way to Earth, like slowly more
or he's
each
like
episode.
ready, and they're sitting outside Earth and they're just getting ready to actually, fight him,
Attack.
and they're just trying to take the Omnitrix. But then it's like after big battle, whatever, and then they're like Alien Force. Oh, yeah, he's just some guy.
Yeah, he gets his ass kicked on a regular basis. No big deal.
And we're like, what?
It's like, excuse me.
No.
Can we take a moment to just go back for a sec and reanalyze this?
Okay, what else? Let's see. Codename Kids Next
Ooh,
Door.
ooh.
I love that show.
I think it was really good.
like one of the most competent uses of the story arc in Cartoon Network show.
Like the thing is,
Like actually good action.
Yeah, I know.
like when we were their age of like 10 or something.
That's what life was like for us.
Yeah, we thought that teenagers were like either really cool or like these super bad guys.
Yeah.
And then adults were kind of more or less like these clueless kind of people.
And I love how, like, throughout the series, the character development, like, increased. Like, we go from all adults are evil to,
We find out that freaking number one's dad is number 0.
like, the ultimate Kids Next Door member. The first Kids Next Door
And
member.
then he has the whole collaboration with his dad, and it was super awesome.
And I don't know if any of you saw it, the last episode.
Oh yeah, the one at the theme park with the live action people being the
Yeah.
adults. That was
they had
I
live
love
action people as the
Like
Kids
the-
Next Door grown up.
like that. They actually did that really well. Good
you
actors
see
they
that one?
picked.
No.
Oh, you have to
Like
see
it was the series finale.
Yeah, it was the end of the series.
I'm
The
going to
way
have
they
to go
ended
check
it.
that out then.
Yeah, you're gonna like it.
Yeah, it might be on Netflix, although I'm not
Maybe.
sure.
Yeah.
Like
I'll hunt
I
it
think,
down.
like I think a lot of Cartoon Network shows are pulled off of Netflix due to decreased viewership.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Kids Next Door episodes was Operation Zero because it was
Oh yeah,
like,
wait, Operation Zero, wasn't that the movie?
No, that wasn't the last. No, that was the movie. That wasn't the last episode though. Sorry, my bad.
No, but like...
Like technically speaking, they had a last episode which set up the series finale, which was a special.
yeah.
But the thing is, like, they had so many. Like, I think what they were doing was they had lots of episodes where it was supposed to be the season finale, the series finale, like Operation End, when all the regular Kids Next Door members got decommissioned, and then number one had to get them all back. And then that was supposed to be the end, but a lot of people wanted it to keep going, so they went into this like huge history of Kids Next Door.
This massive conspiracy.
Like some teenagers are actually still part of the Kids Next Door. There's a moon base operation and stuff, and it's just like, whoa.
And don't forget number 0. And then And then the mysterious kids of the kids next door in the final story arc. That was awesome.
And the
character development with the delightful children from down
what
the
I
road.
liked about KND is that thing is with the humor, although it is aimed at a much younger group, it still actually isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the only humor I don't like is the booger jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that kind of got old.
I actually went back to some of the episodes with like the Candy Pirate, whatever.
Oh, that was a good one.
And I'm actually laughing at. I actually end up laughing at a bunch of these characters because I'm like, I can totally understand these quote unquote adults and their points of view on kids
Exactly.
and whatever. I'm like, this is totally understandable. I
And,
can
like-
totally relate to this.
And the quote, like that number one makes. I think it's in the. I believe it's in number 0 when he says, "Sorry, Dad, I just rather hang out with my friends than my dad because, like, my friends are cooler and stuff." And it's like really sad, but it's like exactly how we felt when we were his age.
Yeah, I know. And you're just like, I'm like, okay, Dad, do I really play video games with you or go on
Yeah.
missions?
So, anyway, next cartoon, Ed, Edd and Eddie.
There's
I
what can be
Like-
said that has not been said already.
Like, I personally appreciate the show. I didn't like it all that much, but they did a good job with the follow-up movie back in 2007.
Like
Wait,
that
they did a
movie.
movie?
Yeah, that movie, the Ed
Oh
and
my
Eddie's
God.
Big Picture Show.
It was so big.
I've
It
never
was
seen
amazing.
It was
I've never seen it.
It was the 2007 movie of Cartoon Network.
I gotta see that.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's on
actually
iTunes.
really good. And don't you actually get to see,
Eddie's
I-
older brother.
yeah.
Oh man.
You actually get
You
to...
don't see Double D's hat. What's under Double D's hat, though? Ugh.
No, a while back it was revealed that it's just like 3 hairs.
No, maybe on the game, but that's on canon.
Hmm.
Like, it's never been officially revealed in the show.
Okay, well, whatever. But then they get... Oh, it's actually a really good movie. I liked it.
Yeah, Ed and Eddie was my childhood.
Of course.
If you haven't recognized some of the things that Swirly has posted on his channel,
Wait, have I referenced Ed and Eddie for the Amalgam group?
I don't know if you have.
Like, I know I've reblogged a couple things on
Maybe.
From
Tumblr.
your Tumblr, but
Maybe you said something once or twice
I believe
relating to
you.
Rolf.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I believe you like refer to yourself as Rolf for one of the episodes when you were doing Super Smash Brothers.
Don't remember that.
Maybe, but either way.
it's a stretch.
Either way, like...
Like,
Oh.
if I'm gonna quote anything, it's gonna be, I am Ed, cheese of macaroni!
Like, it's... From knowing you so long, you're a pretty big fan of the show.
Yeah.
With your plank sitting there.
I
on
think
your
it was a-
shelf.
Yep. Come on, Blake, wanna join the conversation?
And now a word from Plank.
That is very well said.
You don't get humor like that anymore, kids.
Oh, God! Oh, God.
Ah,
Uh,
that's enough. That's enough.
a little bit
Well,
offensive, but hilarious.
Love you, Plank.
There are kids watching, so let's put Plank away for a little bit. Okay.
But,
Anyway, Courage the
Courage.
Cowardly Dog.
Oh,
man.
boy.
They're making I know that they are making a little reboot, not like a series, but like a little movie. It's gonna be completely CGI, and it has all the
Oh.
original voice cast.
7-minute CGI
Yeah.
short preview.
Yeah.
I'll watch that later.
Yeah.
like, I appreciate the show and all the messages behind it, but I personally didn't like it.
I didn't like it because it was absolutely terrifying.
That does make
No
sense.
child should be subjected to half of the crap they put on that show.
I am Freaky Fred. I said
Oh,
my
no.
name is Fred, and I have been very naughty.
Oh, I hate him. I hate him so much.
Ugh.
Good character, but I hate him.
What
Hate
kind
him.
What kind of
Satanic.
satanic sadists are like working on that show?
I said my name is Fred. I have been very naughty.
Props to the voice actor.
Anyways, next show.
Let's see. Samurai Jack.
Sam Jack. Oh my god, I love
Like,
that
I'm
show.
gonna wait until I get the DVD so I can watch it all in order.
Thing is,
The thing-
it's
yeah,
it's like a more simplistic style of a show where messages are more direct and stuff, but
It's highly stylized, has some wonderfully slow pacing.
It's actually like an enjoyable journey to watch. Like this guy is just trying to get back home and defeat this evil.
I'm really confused about like the timeline of Samurai Jack because I've seen some episodes end with him fighting Aku, and then the next episode it's like he didn't even encounter Aku yet. And it's just really
every episode is in order. Like if you see it on TV, you'll see like
Adult Swim has it in order.
Technically speaking, the episode names are like 1, 2, 3, and
Roman
4.
Numerals and stuff.
Roman numerals.
Yeah.
The thing I never understood. There's this one episode. I forget which one it is, but Jack, not Zach. Samurai Jack would be a very different show. Samurai Jack. Jack is trying to like train himself to like jump higher, and he like is recruited. He like
recruits by the monkeys.
Yeah, this like army of monkeys that he teaches to fight so they can defend their village, and they in return they teach him to jump high, and then at the end he like jumps really high and takes like a slash at Aku, and then in the next episode it like doesn't even continue there.
No, the episodes aren't directly after each other, unless it actually says like part 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, it goes between hours between episodes and months.
Do you know what other animation style reminds me of Samurai Jack? Gonna go back a bit. Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the cartoon.
Oh yeah,
series.
that was actually directed by Genndy Tarkovsky.
That makes sense because the animation styles were so similar. It was before the CGI series when it was just like cartoon, and it was like I loved the series, and I was really confused as to why they didn't continue it and why they had to reboot it later. But
ratings, perhaps.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I barely heard of that show at first.
Like, I saw an advertisement, Eric said something years ago, and then it disappeared.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's next?
Wait.
I haven't seen much.
Hi, Puffy Amayumi. Eric,
yeah, I've seen...
Avalasair, do you remember that one?
I totally do.
Yeah, I've actually seen a couple episodes. Not half bad. Like not a classic, but certainly decent enough.
Back when Cartoon Network was attempting some different art styles.
Yeah, and if anything, we could probably thank Teen Titans for that show.
Oh, yes.
Exactly what I was thinking. It reminded me so much of Teen Titans.
Because it's based on the band that made the theme
song.
Yeah,
because those are the singers.
Yep. Those are the people who sing.
And then Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
If no other show will get you in touch with your childhood, it will probably be Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes. Like, there's definitely some here I need to catch up on, but the
episodes
I've seen I've liked.
There's been so many specials.
Although there's no real direct storyline or anything, it basically is character development for everybody throughout the whole thing.
And it's really interesting. Like, one thing I noticed about Blue's character in general was that he went from, like, a con artist to, like, just a complete and total jerk. Which kind of made me, like, really upset because they, like, kept all the other characters basically the same. Wilt is just, like, apologetic all the time. Coco's in her own little world. Eduardo's still pretty scared of everything. And then Blue's just, like, a complete jerk to everyone. But he still gets away with it, which is, like, interesting.
Kind of like Eddie, except Blue gets away with it.
Yeah, and Eddie always gets a comeuppance at the end. And
in most episodes, some he wins.
That was just who his character was. I don't remember seeing the first few episodes.
Like, I think he started out as a bit more camaraderie, like a scammer, but certainly was kinder to his friends, and eventually just became more of a jackass. Yeah. Although Double D originally started out as a non-entity, eventually becoming the uptight, smart guy.
Yeah. And Ed is just, Ed.
Yeah, like, Ed's the most consistent character.
Yeah, so he's just kind of this guy.
I am Ed, cheese of macaroni!
He's just wandering through the world.
Like, he's just slightly off from the rest. Like, I love it when he goes does his other things.
Even Rolf is a little wary of him, and Rolf is out there.
Like, he's probably one of the most politically incorrect characters I've ever seen, but...
Well, Rolf was based on Danny on the creator, Antonucci. Really? He was an immigrant.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And that's why Rolf had the completely different lifestyle from everybody else. Because he basically lived on a farm in that show.
Farm in his backyard.
As close as it gets.
Yeah.
But
do not burn the candle of both ends, for it leads to the life of a hairdresser.
Okay, the Life and Times of Juniper Lee, I saw almost nothing on.
Like, it's not that great. Like, I understand why it was canceled.
I think I watched a few episodes.
remember that
it wasn't
one.
that bad. It was like
I think it actually started out. I think it was it played during the Dark Ages. Like, not during the big part of it, but
like
It's center click.
It like started off. It's like about this girl that can fight like monsters, but she's the only one that can see the monsters.
Wait.
You recognize her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw like a minute of one episode. I'm like, nope.
The voice actress in it has been in a lot of things. I forget her name though, but she's acted in a lot of things.
anyway, Chowder.
Oh, I love Chowder so much.
Like, it's certainly one of the strangest shows Cartoon Network has ever made.
Definitely.
Like, it's fucking insane.
It's very out there.
The thing is, like, through several different episodes, or in a few select episodes, they actually have mixed animation styles, which is actually pretty cool.
Very different for a Cartoon Network show.
Yeah.
Like, I think that...
Like, it's very Cartoon Network, but not like any other show on Cartoon Network.
Like, it's got just crazier and crazier. Like, I enjoy it, but I can understand why someone would be turned off by it.
Yeah, it's like if you jump into an episode of Adventure Time, you're like, I don't know.
But unlike Adventure Time, Chowder doesn't actually build up its strangeness into an actual world mythology.
No,
Chowder's just weird.
Like, there's some character development, there's a little bit of backstory, but it's pretty much just this kid.
Well, it's pretty much just Chowder. It's Mungdal becoming more of a pervert, and Chowder becoming more of a dumbass.
Yeah.
And then Dive becoming more and more of a crazy serial murder stalker.
Well, it's also that Chowder actually learns a few lessons throughout the
Yeah.
series. Like, he becomes more patient and understanding.
And he becomes bigger of a dumbass.
More or less. I'm not your boyfriend!
One thing I kind of liked about Chowder was that, like, when they had, like, a few, like, spin-off, like, a few, like, one-liner jokes that eventually, like, grew into, like, running jokes in the show, which I thought was kind of cool. Like the purple fuzzy guy that says something and then waves his arms.
Yeah, like... Yeah, they have a few different things about it. I think it was good, but that's just me.
And in an interview with Tara Strong, they said they had to cancel Chowder because the voice actor Nikki, who played Chowder, his voice was getting too deep for him to actually fit the role.
Oh yeah, something similar happened with The Amazing World of Gumball, although they recast the two leads.
Yes.
Huh.
Did they recast Darwin and Gumball, or just Darwin?
I think they've recast both.
Really? Because they sound pretty much the same.
Like their
good
voice
actors.
I was listening
like their
to
voice,
it, and I can definitely hear the difference.
Like their voice is definitely getting more and more deeper.
I don't know why they recast other characters like Miss Simeon and Mr. Small.
Well,
not enough character occurrence so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if anything, it's mostly production stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. I did. Well, Adversary liked Transformers Animated.
I did. I liked Transformers.
I actually haven't seen it. Like, I love Transformers Prime. Like, that is...
Well, of course, after
definitely.
Hasbro picked it back up again.
I know.
But, like, for me...
I like Transformers Animated because it was, like... We got to see, like, a more humorous side of the Transformers. Like, Bumblebee was,
but
like,
he
shooting.
talked, and it was so off of his character.
It was definitely different hearing Bumblebee be able to talk. But there were, like, so many, like, they had, like, their action moments actually hit home really hard, and, like, some of their, like, emotional moments.
I guess.
Like, there's this one scene, this is basically spoilers, but there's this one scene when, one of the characters is losing control of her bionic state, and she's, like, just, like, pulling out her weapons and destroying things on accident. And when Bumblebee tries to stab her, he gets impaled and just, like, basically dies. And that was, like, one of the most emotional moments of my childhood. I was just like, did they just kill off a main character? But
anyway, while we're on that, Transformers Prime is amazing.
Yes.
Solid character development, incredible action, wonderful
it looks
animation.
Amazing.
Yes.
Like, it's actual competent action, actually making each character's fighting style different and unique.
I know.
Voice actors. Freaking voice actors that do their job amazingly well.
Like,
and reviving the original Optimus Prime voice actor.
Oh yeah, and the original Megatron as well. Like,
I know, that's super cool, and I really like that, and I watched the original Transformers in the 80s.
Like, I have the DVDs of the whole
like,
series.
I ended up seeing, like, 3 of the seasons, and I'm just like, this is, like, cheesy as crap, but it's not that bad.
And they also stayed true to the fact that Optimus Prime has to die at least once in the series.
Yeah.
In every single series, I believe, that Optimus Prime has been, he has died at least once.
Yeah, even in the shitty live-action movies.
Yeah, even in the live-action movies by Michael Bay that we do not speak of.
I shall strangle you.
And then,
of course, we're going to see the new
for
one,
me, a little bit with the animation, I liked how every character, like, the bigger the character, they actually looked and felt heavier. Like, they actually seemed like they were bigger and bulkier.
Like RC being able to be a motorcycle, and then when she she's like
this lightweight little.
Yeah, she's like actually like decent sized, like what you would expect, because the Transformers are all larger than life and they can compact themselves into like the size.
And then
of,
you
like,
see Optimus Prime like 4 times as big as her, and he's like stomping around.
Yeah, and now Megatron's basically like a tank, even though he's a jet.
Well, originally he was a tank.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, then they changed him to a flying jet because
Because the thing for Decepticons was that they could fly.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like, originally a way to tell them the good guys and bad guys apart easily was to make them different vehicle types.
Yeah. But like,
and a lot of the Decepticons were like war vehicles, and a lot of the Autobots were like utility and medical.
So anyway, the characterization is something I love. The character development.
Like Starscream, he actually gets his butt kicked all the time. And Megatron,
it's such a shout
out to condescends him so much. I
loved it. I loved it when he left the Decepticons.
Starscream becomes everyone's bitch.
Yeah, the thing is, like, in one episode, doesn't Megatron actually like kick Starscream's ass, and that's why he left?
Yes.
And when he came back, he nearly killed him until he effectively begged for forgiveness and then became more loyal.
I love so much, because it's like every single series, Starscream's like actually been like patted off as just some annoying character, but for us, it's just like he gets to learn his lesson.
He is the traitor.
And when he joins back, he's actually more loyal to the Decepticons.
Yes. He's just like, I'm sorry, man. I'll listen to you.
Please don't kill me.
And then Megatron, like, freaking with an iron fist, he's just like, you are my bitch.
Yes.
You are my bitch.
He has everyone under his fist.
And and then bigger, like, when Megatron and Optimus Prime face off is like the most epic shit.
Like, you know they're gonna fight like several times in the series, but every time they do, it's amazing.
Yeah, like I loved it when like Raph got hurt. Like that's what pushed Megatron over the limit. Like he wouldn't have killed not Megatron, Optimus Prime. Like Optimus Prime would have killed Megatron if it weren't for Raph nearly getting killed. Like he went nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, and the episode, I don't remember if this was in Beast Hunters. Have you guys seen Transformers Prime Beast Hunters?
Oh yeah, that's season 3.
I think it's actually pretty cool.
The episode, I'm not sure if this was right before Beast Hunters or not, but in the episode, when Bumblebee gets pissed off, actually speaks and impales Megatron.
Oh yeah, that's the finale.
That was the finale?
I have to... Okay, this weekend I know what this week I know what I'm doing.
Like that was the most badass finale.
Yeah, I know.
What?
And I'm not sure
honestly, that finale might have been too badass.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Was the voice actor that played Bumblebee in that episode the same voice actor that played Hotshot in the previous, I believe, Transformers Armada? I don't know.
Armada?
Speaking of which, another reference to Transformers that I love they made. Have either of you two seen Transformers Beast Wars?
The one with the horrible CGI.
Yeah, it was created around the same time that the show Reboot was.
Yeah, and around the time people actually tried using CGI.
No idea.
I love that series, and
like I hear it has good characterization.
Yes, it does. And in Transformers Prime, there's an episode where Black Arachnia, it's like she like wakes up on in a weird location, and in front of her are a gorilla, a rat, a cheetah, and it's a reference to Optimus Primal being the gorilla, Rat Trap, Hotshot was turned into Cheetor, and it made me so happy.
Anyway, Autobots, roll out to the regular show.
What can be said about regular show?
Thing is, it's like 2 average dudes that have a job that like just want to goof around and
and then they get met with mundane problems, which eventually spiral out into the most insane.
It gets to ridiculous proportions, but
like things that we face every day times infinity.
Yeah, like having like when they tied rock paper scissors 100 times, like this beast comes out of a portal and the whole park is getting destroyed after 1,000,000 times.
It's like things that people like.
It's like imagining the absolute worst thing that could ever happen.
Like
then add monsters.
Yes. Wait, what?
Then add monsters.
Yes.
It's
like talking about the next show.
It's like when one of them, Mordecai and Rigby, became too cool.
Yeah.
Like they just got so cool, and then they went to this cool. They went to court for being too cool, and then even Benson was like, they're actually pretty cool guys, and they're like, well, shit.
And the thing, one of the things I love about the show is that it like experiments with things that kids would say, hey, what if we did this? And then it's just like one of those things that you just brush off. But they're just like, hey, what if we did this? Let's do that.
And then it gets ridiculous, and it's all over trying to get the cart back. Like, overall, I think it's a really funny show. They did a good job.
Definitely. One of Cartoon Network's good shows.
So, next is The Amazing World of Gumball. Like, I honestly think that show marked the return to Cartoon Network's good side. Like, I think right now they've finally gotten out of the dark ages.
Now for Swarthy's 2-hour rant about Gumball.
yeah, that was the, that's the first show I fell in love with in a while.
I think it's funny, it looks good. Good character development, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. What I was thinking. Gumball has a good balance of humor, and there are times when it's random, but the characters are developed. Unlike a lot of shows that we faced, like
it's actually like a good,
series.
More or less family show, because one of the more recent ones, he actually gets back in touch with his dad after a bunch of bullshit happens. Yeah. And it's like he actually, gets closer to his dad again, and
it defines the relationships we have with our family, like the mom being like the cold-hearted tyrant, but still being the mama bear and protecting her family.
Yeah, basically, clean your room, you won't have problems. If you hurt your son, you're dead. Yes. Or hurt your son, you're dead.
Yeah, and then Anais is just kind of that, she's just an annoying little sister, but...
She's like a family-friendly Stewie. The smallest, but the smartest.
And... Darwin's just the blissful guy, the innocence personified.
Pessimist, optimist.
No, he's
not pessimist, pacifist.
Yeah, he's like the most optimistic character on the show, and he's like always trying to keep Gumball cheered up and everything, be nice to everybody. Yeah. Then Gumball just
Gumball's a likable twat.
He's kind of like almost.
He's a tryhard.
Yeah, he's kind of like. In a way, he's kind of like Eddie from Ed, Edd and Eddie, but like.
Likable, more likable.
Yeah, more likable. Like he has a good heart, but his brain's just not in the right place.
He just does the wrong thing every time, and he's just like, I have a goal, I'll try to meet it. Then he
it reminds me. I've actually had a person in my school who reminds me of Banana Joe from that show. Like I described him to him when we were at the party at
glasses, brown hair.
I think so. Like, you hated him.
No idea.
Yeah,
you hated him.
What are we talking about? Oh, that guy.
I might have to edit that out.
It wouldn't really matter, because, honestly, that's, a pretty common British name.
Name. You could have gone with his first name.
Yeah, that would have been probably made a little more sense. But, the thing is, the thing I believe about him is the same thing I believe about Gumball. His heart's in the right place.
He just does the wrong thing every time.
Like his brother's funnier.
Yeah, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And that's exactly what this guy does.
Yes.
Anyways, enough about our...
Symbionic Titan. Am I the only person in the world that actually liked that show?
I'm the only one who... Well, you might be the only one here who watched it.
I did watch a few episodes, and I liked what I saw. I just didn't have a chance to, continue watching it, and I would really like to, because it looks like one of those... I think
I think it's being aired on Toonami right now.
Yeah, it
only
is.
Thing,
it cycles through the 30 or so episodes.
When I first saw it, my first reaction was Megas XLR. Did anyone else watch that?
I've
about
seen
the
a couple
two guys
episodes.
that discover the giant robot.
Reminds me, Megas XLR is actually currently not owned by Cartoon Network.
Really?
Yeah, they're attempting to get the rights back, but they signed it off after the series ended.
But it's I thought, okay, Symbionic Titan, it's actually a pretty big step away from what
other Cartoon Network shows.
In several different ways. One of them was just the storyline was so much different, and the animation style was actually pretty far off compared to other shows at the time. Because what was it, 2010 or so?
Yeah, something like that. 10 or 11.
It was around that time, and so it's basically this princess and guard gets shipped off, and this robot dude gets shipped off to Earth because the princess needs to be saved. Her planet's being attacked, destroyed, whatever. And then it's basically she's like these three are learning to be human and learning about the human world, and of course they have to save the world a few times, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And it like the robot, damn, I can't remember his name, but he actually like gets to experience all these human emotions and gets to develop better as a character. And then it's just overall I think it's a really good show, but that's just me.
Yeah, you're the only one here who can have an opinion on it.
Yeah, it's just like that's just me. All you guys
I liked what I saw, but I haven't seen enough yet.
Okay, next, Uncle Grandpa.
Ugh.
No,
thank you.
Like, for me, it's a guilty pleasure. So bad it's good that I understand why people don't like it.
It's like you're on acid the whole time.
I watched the first episode, and at the end I was just sitting there like,
oh my god,
what the fuck did I watch?
Like, it actually kind of reminds me of Chowder with less character development.
It's by the same people. Like when I first saw the first
like,
trailer
no.
for it, I'm just like, this is Chowder animation style. I'm going to give it a chance.
And then you're like, oh my god, what? Your brain is like,
just gross.
Yeah,
but not much else can be said about
it. Did you ever watch Level Up?
Yes, I did.
I've seen the commercials. I hated every minute of it.
Dude, okay, Cartoon Network and commercials, you just don't.
Just give
Honestly,
the show a chance.
it wasn't that bad of a
Yeah,
show.
agreed.
A lot of it was poking fun at and making references at big MMOs like World of Warcraft.
Although that reminds me, it actually kind of replaced Tower Prep because girls were watching Tower Prep. So kind of Cartoon Network was a lot like, no, we need girls. We can't sell toys to girls. And then they canned Tower Prep and replaced it with Level Up with the goofy humor
it's
to
like
attempt.
gamer dudes.
I'm gonna probably sound like a complete asshat, but what in the heck is Tower Prep?
It's one of the live action shows, primarily based in mystery around it.
From Cartoon Network?
Yeah.
It was a while back.
Like, that was one of the live action shows I actually liked. Like, the rest just looked generic as fuck.
Yeah.
What about Dude, What Would Happen and Destroy, Build, Destroy?
He did like those.
You did like those?
I did not. Like, Destroy, Build, Destroy was just a copy of Mythbusters.
Destroy, Build, Destroy.
No, Dude, What Would Happen was a copy of Mythbusters.
Yeah. But it was pretty much just like, alright, teenage dudes, let's just wreck some shit.
Yeah. And Destroy, Build, Destroy was just the same thing over and over again.
Pretty much, it's just like make a vehicle, and then first break a vehicle, make a vehicle from the parts, and then do some competition. Then the winners receive $1,000 or something.
I think Destroy, Build, Destroy would have made a better actual game than it did a show. Like if they carried the Destroy, Build, Destroy thing like around as like kind of like a Survivor thing.
Yeah, like if it was just treated as a game show, not just entertainment, then it probably would have gotten somewhere. But it's pretty.
That is still a live action show on Cartoon Network.
And also Andrew WK, just complete balls off the walls guy.
Actually, I think he was pretty good in that. But
it's
not acting. It's just him.
Yeah, that's just him being Andrew WK.
Then
next, Steven Universe, amazing.
I love it. So far.
Like, it's my favorite show on Cartoon Network right now. One of my favorite animated shows of all time right now.
I really like it. Because it's just like this kid who discovers that he has these magical powers.
Well, not even discovered. He was born with them.
His mom,
Okay, he himself didn't entirely know.
He's discovering how to use his powers.
And
like, he knows he has them.
Eventually, whatever.
Slowly but surely.
But it's like, he's more or less being raised by these other three. And it's just like...
Like, they're all interesting characters with some good nuance.
Yeah, like Pearl and Amethyst are polar opposites, and Garnet's just like the happy medium.
Happy, quote-unquote.
Garnet mostly mediates them through sheer will of not giving a fuck.
It's just like... Or whenever it gets really bad, she's like, you two, stop.
Yeah,
and then
she's just like... She, like, has a lot of faith in Steven, which makes me happy. I've heard a lot of people say that they would like it if it was just the crystal gems and not Steven, but I kind of think Steven completes it.
That's, like, he's just kind of the goofy little
Like,
kid.
I wouldn't mind a spin-off of that, but
like,
still...
he learns a lot with them, and he actually teaches them a lot, too. Like,
although a lot of their personalities actually come out through their interaction with Steven.
Yeah, that's the thing. And, like, with the whole birthday episode...
Yeah.
You saw that,
The
right?
episode when Steven was slowly making no spoilers.
Yeah, so, well, we've
That
been
episode.
spoiling everything, but basically it's the one that punches you in the gut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that like you get like feels like when you see all the crystal gems at their like saddest points.
Well,
Like Garnet actually cries, and I was just like, "Whoa, she has emotions."
just whoa, dude, take a step back, and then. Thing is, every episode, Steven learns the lesson and actually acts upon it.
Yes.
For once,
exactly.
and you can see that through, like this, like you can see that in each episode where it shows what he learned,
Just
like
real
even just a
quickly.
little bit.
Real quick question: is Steven voiced by a male or female?
I think male. I'm not entirely sure.
Because if it's a male, that might make for a shorter series because the kid's voice might.
Because
get
it-
deeper.
Or it might be like Bart Simpson, where
who just
the same voice actress for 30 years,
yes, and Tara Strong still doing
or 20 some years.
still doing like Fairly Odd Parents, which I
Needs to
like
die.
the show, but I would like it more to die.
Yeah, like...
It's
There have been
time-
like
it's
5
time-
finales.
It's time to close the show.
Yeah, like, it didn't age as badly as SpongeBob, but...
yes, exactly.
But
I don't know
it's
what
still...
the hell happened to SpongeBob.
It still stayed out its welcome. Like,
Yeah.
it needs to end. Like, I didn't mind Poof all that much. She
Yeah,
was
that
cute
one's
enough,
sad.
but the talking dog did not need to be added.
There's a what now?
Talking dog.
What?
No, I thought that was a different series.
No, Fairly Odd Parents brought in a talking fairy dog.
A fairy dog?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
Like, you can't grant wishes, but he's from
Okay.
Fairy World.
I'm sorry.
I
I'll
think
be right back. Give me a sec.
I think
I'm back.
I think it should have ended with either Poof or Grow Up Timmy Turner.
Yes.
Oh, God, grow up, Timmy Turner,
It was
no.
it was terrible, but it should have just been like, we're
In
done.
my opinion, Channel Chasers would have been the perfect way to end the series.
Yes, amazing, amazing
Wasn't that
series.
only like 2005?
That was totally 2004 or 5.
That was just
like, that was...
Whoa, the internet! Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hell, maybe even
Yeah.
Wishology.
Yeah, I wish I
It was like ages
which one
ago.
Was that? Was that the one with Norm?
That was
The
the
genie?
trilogy.
Oh, that one with the 3 wands.
Maybe.
really?
The trilogy
Yeah, I
one.
think so.
There are a lot of
There's a lot of
trilogies.
trilogies.
Well,
like-
actually, like, the trilogy in Fairly Odd Parents, they only have one. Most specials and movies were one-offs, but that one was a trilogy.
Yeah, that was the one with the 3 wands. With
I don't
Turbo
remember.
Thunder.
I remember the darkness, and that's
Yeah,
about
the
it.
Darkness and Turbo Thunder.
I remember
was
that
the
one.
ones.
I remember
Like,
those.
That would have been a good way to end it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, guys, pack up, we're done.
Yeah, they like got a bunch of closure.
But then Nickelodeon's
Timmy,
like
like Timmy got to-
desperate.
yeah.
desperate to stay on the air.
Like, hell, like, I really like Fairly Odd Parents when it was one. Like, it was a very idealistic show with this just hint of inevitable darkness.
I liked the crossovers.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. Woo!
Oh, the third one was meh.
Yeah, I like the first one. The second one was alright.
It was
The
pretty
third
goofy,
one-
but first one I'm just like, yes.
Yes. As like when I first saw the trailer for that, I was just like, they can do that? They can just cross shows over? That was the first crossover
Yeah.
I ever saw.
And then of course that that was around the time of what's it called? Nicktoons Unite, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
that was a
the-
good movie. I like that game.
Yeah, decent games, like, playable. and
First
a bit
one was
fun.
really good.
I like
Second
the first
one was garbage.
Like, I wouldn't...
Just
like,
garbage. No.
Like, even the first one I wouldn't call classic, but decent
Yeah.
enough to play with friends.
Definitely. There's definitely replay value on that.
But
Okay.
any other?
Let's see.
I just wanted to say real quickly before we continue that we should totally do another podcast just talking about our favorite crossovers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
I
continue.
actually... I love crossovers.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same Project
If-
X Zone
Just
sucked.
like I respect a lot of crossovers. Some of them they're not so good.
But
But
I just wish people treated them with more respect.
Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, though.
Oh yeah, that Game Boy Advance one.
Yeah.
It could have been better, but
Yeah.
decent enough.
Game Boy,
I liked
it's
it.
like trying to do a crossover on Game Boy Advance. Anyway,
Like, just most crossovers just seem to have no
like
effort
whether it be
into them.
shows or games or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I remember a bunch of Disney crossovers, like
yeah.
with
What
Zack
the
and
heck
Co.
are these? Sorry, I was just
Hey.
looking at some of this. My bad.
But yeah, I know I don't recognize a bunch of this. But like let's say Zack and Cody and Hannah Montana.
And
Although
That's So Raven.
they
Like they had a bunch of crossovers. Like
Yeah.
Zack and Cody, I
Whoa,
remembered
sorry.
enjoying, but it's it's
Like
more
after being continued and continued.
yeah,
at
it
least,
went down in
yeah.
quality.
At least it stopped in 2011. But
yeah, they finished it with a movie, which I think was
It's-
perfectly fine.
Really?
Yeah.
The Sweet Life of Zack. No, this.
Like, admittedly, the last actual kids sitcom I watched was iCarly. Which I actually-
that's.
the ending was.
I'm
solid.
really mixed.
Like, I actually kind of like iCarly.
I liked the show sometimes. I don't like the web show. but
I
liked the
appreciate
show.
some of the humor throughout the series, and then it went the crossover with Victorious.
Yeah, that was.
I liked it.
I don't like
liked it.
Victorious.
I kind of like. I like Victoria. I'm gonna say I like
Better than
Victorious
the other
more than
shit.
iCarly.
Like, I was not a fan of that.
Better than the other shit on freaking Nickelodeon.
Hey, let's talk about the best show, Sam and Cat.
Ugh.
Why would they?
Like, it's not bad, but
It took like
Just this block of audio.
just this.
anyway,
Insert
next, the
simultaneous
Looney
darkness.
Tunes show. The Looney Tunes show.
Oh,
Like, I think
I have
it's good. It's good when it's good, but when it's bad, it's atrocious.
I have a really tough time watching that because I'm like, I just got so used to the original stuff and all the things that they did.
The thing is,
Like going back to it, they're just like, you guys are trying too hard.
I think the thing about the Looney Tunes show is that when I went into it, I was expecting another Baby Looney Tunes, Lunatics
Oh.
Unleashed.
Oh fuck! Don't mention that show.
Like Duck Dodgers. I actually,
Okay, Duck
Dodgers
Dodgers.
that was cool.
I liked
That was
Duck
amazing.
Dodgers. That's why I gave the Looney Tunes show a chance.
And then there was like Mighty Ducks and whatever.
the Mighty Ducks was Disney, I believe.
Yeah,
That wasn't Warner. That wasn't.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
no,
the
I
one
didn't
with
think
the
so.
ducks in
Tiny
intergalactic
Toons?
hockey.
Tiny Toons is what you're thinking about.
Okay, okay.
Like Mighty Ducks
anyway,
was
like, with Looney
intergalactic duck
Tunes.
hockey players.
But back with Looney
Oh,
Tunes.
I like the Looney Tunes show. It's
It's
like a little like another thing I liked about it is that there's actual character development. It's
Yeah.
not like Bugs is just a complete ass and gets away with everything. It's Bugs faced with problems that we all face, and he actually suffers for it.
yeah, and Daffy Duck is
Actually-
hilarious.
actually-
yes.
Doesn't he actually get punished
Yes.
throughout the series?
Throughout the series, he's
Like, he's a
always
bit
getting
more
his
of a butt
comeuppance.
monkey, which is certainly enjoyed given his
Yeah.
Mary Sue-like status.
Exactly.
All right.
Like, as I've said, when it's funny, it's funny. When it's not, it's
Yeah.
atrocious.
Yeah, agreed.
And Cartoon Network's been through a lot.
Although, I do like Lola.
Yeah,
Well,
Lola.
Kristen
Lola's
Wiig.
first appearance in Space Jam was.
She was not a
Yeah,
character.
she was not a character.
It
she
was just there. Some.
furry.
It's just
fan.
just like
Furry
all right,
fan.
now you
What's
have
it
a
called?
female
Yeah,
character.
furry
blah, blah, blah.
fan service.
And yeah, whatever. But I think that
I think that's a good way to wrap up this.
Yeah, we've-
podcast.
I think we pretty much covered.
Like, unless we talk about Gravity Falls.
That'll be okay. We're gonna do this
Did-
today. Will be Cartoon Network.
Well, we've talked about
mostly
Okay.
We've
Cartoon
talked about our
Cartoon
feelings of Nickelodeon and
Okay.
Big Disney.
Okay, so
Disney and Nickelodeon will be for other times.
And we've even talked about a show on the Hub.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
This Transformers Prime is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that pretty much
That's a
sums
good
it up
way-
for
yeah, That's a good way
today.
to wrap up today. Wait till we get to the hub. That'll be fun.
Well, I only watched 2 shows from
Yeah,
there.
we'll have like an hour long podcast on just My Little Pony.
Anyway,
Anyway.
this is a pretty good talk today.
Yeah, that was good. I like this.